Blessed love, sports chat and all that. Appreciate the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section for real. Disappointment. So I'm just saying to the world, disappointment. Unbelievable. The GOAT, Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce, not in the final. How could that even happen? That seems really disingenuous to her. You feel me? Viewers, I don't even have to start naming out all the accolades that she accomplished. And she was denied access to get into the warm-up facility at Paris 24 Olympic. Unbelievable. And then there was another report came out that she was injured in warm-up. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying, y'all know what in the dark will come out in the light. And I could go on and on and on. I'm not making it up, but y'all know after the Olympic, y'all gonna hear all the drama that gonna come out, you feel me? So at the end of the day, what Stephen Francis was saying about all this changing up and all these new rules and all this stuff that was going on, now you see what Fanny was saying. He was all, at the end of the day, he was right. He was right at the end of the day, sports chat and all that. This is Flow View about the situation.
Somebody was paid to sabotage Jamaica. Somebody was paid to sabotage Jamaica so Jamaica would not be medaling in the 100-meter women's sprints. Paris Olympics controversy. Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce not allowed in the warm-up area due to rule change. I'm wondering because I just watched the semifinals and the semifinals did not have Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce in it. This is where she was supposed to meet Sha'Carri Richardson and they would have been in the same race. Shelly's lane was left empty. Now, this is what's coming out. It says that Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce, the Jamaican sprint legend, has found herself embroiled in a controversial situation at the Paris Olympics. She has been trying to gain access to the designated warm-up area. However, officials barred her entry. Come on now, she is Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce, the most decorated, most popular. You know who she is. Why would officials bar her entry? If anything, officials should have been like, hey, that's Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce, come on. We got to get her in there, get her to the warm-up area. Her race is coming up next. Instead, they looked her in the face and barred her entry into the warm-up area. Now, if you can't warm up, you already know. You can't go from cold to sprint. Now, in the surprising turn of events at the Paris 2024 Olympics, Jamaican sprint legend Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce faced an unexpected hurdle before the 100-meter semifinals race. Reports indicate that Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce was not allowed access to the warm-up area, causing a stir among athletes and their fans alike. A lot of athletes out there were like, what the fuck? Are y'all serious? What's going on? This can't be for real. This is bullshit. A lot of people are speaking up about it. Not only the athletes, but also the fans, because fans have come to see Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce. You got to understand, Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce is something huge across the world, especially in this time of the year when we're talking about the Olympics, and this is her last Olympics as she has already announced. So people after this, they're going to be like, well, I wish I was around to see her run, you know, and others are like, I'm glad I was around to see her run. It's like reminiscing on being around to see Usain Bolt run and break records and set records, and now he is retired and the time went by so quick, and now we're like, damn, what a time to have been alive, to have seen him in action. Others that came after that, they will only know by videos and what we tell them. It's like being around to see Mike Tyson in his prime. Others after that, they won't ever understand what it was like to watch Mike Tyson actually box. Now, they won't ever understand what it was like to watch Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce run in her prime. The issue reportedly stemmed from a rule change that caught many of the athletes completely off guard. I've heard a lot of complaints about this Olympics. A lot of people saying this is the most messed up Olympics ever. Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce is known for her dominating presence on the track and field, right? And she was seen trying to gain access to the designated warm-up area. So it's not like she didn't try. She was there, and she was trying her hardest to make it in to the warm-up area, and she was just not allowed into the warm-up area. However, officials barred her entry, citing a rule that athletes must arrive on the team bus to use the warm-up facilities. So I guess she did not arrive on the team bus. She came by her own independent way of transportation. That's the rule that they are saying that she broke. Again, Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce, known for her dominance on track and field, she was seen trying to gain access to the designated warm-up area. She was seen trying to gain access. So she was there. She showed up on time. She was trying to get in. They told her she could not get in. Couldn't get in. Why? The rule says that the athletes must arrive on the team bus to use the warm-up facilities. If you didn't arrive on a team bus, you will not be allowed in the warm-up area. And then they go from the warm-up area into their race. Therefore, she had no access to going into the race. Even if she said, okay, I'll warm up outside, just let me in when it's time to race, it's too late. You need to be in the warm-up area warming up in order to be in the race.
Viewers, this is Shericka Jackson giving you her input and her views and what to expect and what not to expect from her at the Paris 24 Olympic. You feel me? And she also talk about, you know what I mean, what and how she feel about, you know what I'm saying, the rivalry when asked about it. I don't know. She tried to kind of shove it off like, you know what I'm saying, it was really, it's not like a rivalry. It's more like, you know what I mean, 9 people or 9 athletes, you know what I'm saying, lined up and everybody want to win, which is understandable. But I think it's a rivalry. Big rivalry. You got the Carl Lewis, the Michael Johnson, not to mention the female. And I could go as far as say back then it was more of a hate-love rivalry. However, since Beijing and Usain Bolt became the fastest man in the world, the rivalry between the US and Jamaica became a one-love rivalry. Breaking news, sports chat and all that. In real life, viewers, help me here. I'm gonna say it again. In real life, it should never be, it should never be a, you know what I'm saying, it should never be a rivalry in the first place. I'm saying it should never consist of rivalry in the first place. I'm just saying though, 300-something million people to 3 million, you know what I mean? Just help me to do the maths here. After Shericka finished speaking.
You see your rivals coming into this.
With all honesty, I think I have seen Jamaica rivalry for the longest. I've been watching them since 2008. So it's something that continues. It's not just about 1 or 2 persons, about when you line up it's 8 persons, or it's not just Jamaica again, it's US or it's 8 persons in a 100 and all of them is competing. So I know there's a rivalry, because as I said, it's been happening since 2008 when I start watching the Olympic Games and leading up. So I don't think it's just 2 countries.
Do you feel more at peace now that you've gotten the hard part out of the way, so that you're seeing the Olympics coming on the tournament?
What was the hard part?
To make the decision to concentrate on the 200.
Was it a hard part?
What was it?
Oh, you're asking or you're telling me?
I was asking.
Oh, I just want to know.
Yeah, do you feel more at peace now that you've made the decision?
I'm always at peace. I'm always at peace, you know. As I said, you have to make decision that best for your body and your mind and your soul. And I think I'm okay with the decision Coach and I made.
Shericka, what would winning gold at this Olympics mean for you?
It will means a lot. As I said, I don't have an Olympic gold medal, individual medal. Let me be clear. So I think it would be definitely good.
You had so many Olympic experience, 400, 200, 100, 4x1, 4x4. What do you expect from Paris, the new experience it is for you? new games. So what do you expect after all your experiences you had before?
Just to have fun, it's always the same. Whether it's an Olympic or a World Championship where you always want to keep your goal the same. So it's just to stay focused and have fun while doing it.
You'll be running on a purple track. How do you feel about that? Pretty crazy.
I feel excited. Purple is my favorite color, so I'm definitely excited.
Now that you're focusing on the 200, can we see something mind-blowing?
I think he asked a question in the beginning. So I don't think that there will be a world record. Let me put it on the table. So there won't be any world record coming, but definitely to compete at Abyss.
Final question now, please. World Athletics is paying its gold medalists in this meet, of course.
Come again?
World Athletics is the first federation now. This Olympics to pay the gold medalists bonuses for winning. They were the first 50,000 US. I'm curious, do athletes have a reaction about that? That happened in April, they announced it. Do athletes talk about that? Would you like to see more investment in World Athletics in other areas of the sport?
Oh, I wasn't aware, sorry. I wasn't aware of that, sorry.
You didn't know that they were going to pay gold medalists?
No, I know World Championship paid.
This is Olympics?
But I don't know about Olympics.
So viewers, y'all heard what Shericka Jackson had to say about the rivalry. And Sports Chat and all that would love to hear, or Sports Chat and all that I would love to get a comment on what he had to say about the rivalry also. And Michael Johnson going to speak the glory right now.
They have punched far above their weight, for many, many years. I mean, there aren't very many things where a country the size of Jamaica could best a country the size of America for years, and they have done it in sprinting. And this isn't new. I mean, you go back to the days of Don Quarry in the 60s and Merlene Ottey and Grace Jackson, Juliet Cuthbert, Raymond Stewart. This has always been the case. It's not new. But now, and in the last sort of 15 years or so, with the emergence of Asafa Powell, but then Usain Bolt and SHELLY-ANN Fraser Pryce, who for years, and then Elaine Thompson-Herah after SHELLY-ANN, have just dominated both the men's and women's 100 meters and 200 meters. So what has happened in the last sort of 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years, is the women on the Jamaican side, they found more talent with Shericka Jackson, and they started sweeping medals. The last Olympics, they swept the women's 100 meters. And won the women's 200 meters as well. On the men's side, the last Olympics, they didn't medal. And then you saw, after Usain Bolt retired in 2017, you you saw a bit of a void, a huge void actually left from when he retired on the men's side. And the Americans filled that void to a point where in 2022 World Championships, the Americans men swept the 100 meters. And they won it again last year with Noah Lyles winning it. So things have shifted around a bit to where the men now, on the Jamaican side, they have Kishane Thompson, who has the fastest time in the world this year, Oblique Seville, who has one of the fastest times in the world this year. He's finished 4th at both of the previous World Championships, right outside of the medal. So he's knocking on the door. So the Jamaicans feel that on the men's side, they may have found some talent that can come in. And they certainly believe that Kishane Thompson ran 9.77 earlier this year, which is the fastest time in the world by a little bit. He could be the Olympic champion.
Don't forget, these are all ones, rivalry, talking, Sports Chat and all that.
Drought, and Elaine Thompson-Herah has been injured the last few years. SHELLY-ANN Fraser Pryce, the greatest of all time in the women's 100 meters, bar none, she's had difficulty this year staying healthy. She's there, and when she's in the race, she's always a potential medalist, but not like we've seen her in the past. Shericka Jackson, world champion in the 200 meters and silver medalist last year in the 100 meters, struggling with a little bit of injury this year as well.
Viewers, that's Janelle Bloomfield, Noah Lyles' fiance. She elaborates on her journey, and you know what I'm saying, and also, the rough time that she had in the past. You feel me? But you don't know. Sometimes you see this female out there, and you think it's all pretty, You know, sometimes like
The
Sizzler
transition
say
was
Rocky
rough,
Road.
and not because of the training that was getting at Front Group, because that training was amazing. The problem lied mentally, because I lost a lot of my family during that time. My mom, two of my brothers, my grandmother and my grandaunt, and it was just hard.
She says it took a toll and she had to leave Jamaica. But adjusting to a new environment took some time. However, she had a great support system.
At the end of 2022, I went back to Frano and I sat down with him and I said, honestly, I feel as if I need a change of environment because everything is so heavy out there. And he was like, you know, he understands and I could move on. And I left, and you know, it was a bit different, and over there was a bit of a transition, training and everything was different. But I have a very supportive group around me. I have another team that just kept on saying that I'm very talented and I can do whatever my mind sets out to do. So I just believe that with all my heart, and I came out here and just...
And viewers, we will link up after Paris. That and all that. Don't forget.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a lot of fun. He's saying Thompson again. I'm going to say gold. Oblique. Seville. Silver. You know what I'm saying? Noah Light. Bronze. Stay blessed. No stress.